What's up, guys? It's your homeboy, Cowboy Crunk, coming to you from Jesus, motherfucker. What's up, guys? It's your homeboy, Cowboy Crunk, coming to you from Manama, Bahrain, Middle East headquarters here. Well, it's happened again. Every time I make a move and go somewhere, this crap follows me. So this situation that started off in the Middle East, yeah, I'm in Bahrain, and now we're on lockdown now, similar to what was in Kabul. Kabul is completely different. Manama is nothing like that. It's similar to Dubai, but they did restrict our travel right now, so I'm restricted to the hotel and the base. But hey, that's what we do as government employees, and I'm here to do my job and represent the military. So I did want to say the salute to all the soldiers out there. Stay safe. Let's get this thing rolling, and let's talk Cowboys. Today I did run into a guy. It was kind of cool. I went out to the gate to get my lunch. I had lunch delivered, and there's a guy out there. We start chatting, and then he goes, "Hey man, you're Cowboy Crunk, aren't you?" I said, "Whoa." I said, "Hey, that's the second time that's happened to me." Kind of cool. I want to say it was WG4 or GW4. I forgot your name, but I did say I'd give you a shout out, and I appreciate you being a fan of the channel. You know, I wanted to do a few shout outs to you guys because the last video I dropped did very well. I really liked it. I got a lot of good feedback. Although we didn't see what I wanted to happen, I kind of wanted to see Jason Garrett move into a position in the management and possibly, you know, them shuffle some things. It could still happen, but I doubt it would be with the way it went down and Jason Garrett kind of being just released. And the main reason I wanted that to happen is because I was hoping Jerry Jones would step back and kind of see what he's doing and kind of step out of the picture and kind of admit that, you know, I was hoping he would admit, hey, I'm getting older and I want to reduce my affiliation with what's going on and all the decision making. I want to hand that over to Stephen Jones. I want to try to relax and enjoy this, which is what he should be doing at his age. So first shout out is to my homeboy MC Lambo. Salute my tight Marine friend that's always on the channel, and Thomas Garrett. I appreciate the target, my homeboy target, Thomas Garrett. Appreciate the comments and suggestions. Dan Blatt, always there for me as well. Uncle Fester, the dummy, I like the name, that kind of jumped out. Wanted to say hello and welcome to the channel. Alec Jones, always there. Jeremy X, one of the more vocal guys on the channel as well. My live streams are shut off right now, guys. That's why I'm kind of doing this. If you want to be part of the Cowboy Crunk team as we get rolling into this draft, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel because it's about to get hot and heavy in here with this draft thing. It is my favorite part of the season, actually the most interesting part of the season. There's more to talk about in the draft and these things going on than there is during the season sometimes. Keep rolling with it. Hector Rodriguez, see you all the time. General Jones, VW Weasel, he's a new sub. I hope I said that right, or WV Weasel, I'm sorry, West Virginia Weasel. Liked your comment, brother. I appreciate it, and hang in there. Stay with the channel. JStub36, underachieving. I appreciate the comment. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for in the last video. Cowboy X Factor, Stevie Mac. Happy New Year to you, brother, and I appreciate you guys all joining the channel. Wow, getting into this Jason Garrett thing. Again, the white elephant in the room. The white elephant in the room to me is, we know what happened, we knew it was coming, not that big a deal, but we are glad it finally did happen. What does it mean, the timing of the way it happened? To me, I'm not 100% sure on this Mike McCarthy thing. I'm gonna put a link to the video. If you catch this video as soon as it's posted, give it a few minutes because it's gonna take me a while to get the link in there and get the description written, but I will get the video posted immediately. But the link I'm posting is a very extensive video on Mike McCarthy and some of the issues the players had with him. Not just Aaron Rodgers, multiple players had with him, and not being happy with the play calling and his manipulation of the play calling there in Green Bay. And same thing, They said it got stagnant, it got stale, his voice was the same. It really was similar to the kind of things I think of when I hear about Jason Garrett. As we know, we don't know how things went this year, but the offense seemed to be doing a lot better. But then at times it seemed to be like, is Jason Garrett like taking the play calling back? Because Tony Pollard was busy last week and he hadn't done anything this week, and we had a lot of misdirection runs last week. We were changing up the run and doing some small things on the offense we hadn't seen in a while, and then all of a sudden we'd get away from it. So those are the kind of things that actually they said they had going on with the Packers. And him and Aaron Rodgers in particular were butting heads a lot. Plays would be run in to the huddle, and Aaron Rodgers would roll his eyes and other things like that, and just didn't like the play calling. So this was actually an article that was written earlier, like around March, I guess, of this year. And Greg Jennings, which you guys know was a big part of the team, he was a part of that article that was written. And it was being written over a series of time that these, I guess, Packer awareness people that were around the Packers a lot, their organization put this article together on why the team fell apart and why they fell away from him. Fell away from Mike McCarthy. So it's a really, really good video. It's the best thing about it to me, it's Colin Cowherd, which I really like. The Herd, that's a really good show. And Greg Jennings is on there, part of the Packers. He was there for the most part of was going on. And he's really, really vocal about the serious problems they had with Mike McCarthy. And it sounds, like he just was really overbearing, really, especially with the offense and the play calling. And if Aaron Rodgers changed too many plays, those two guys just started butting heads. And I would not want to see that with our offense, especially the way our offense would. I would prefer us to go with a defensive-minded coach. As I'm trying to look over my notes here real quick, give me a second. Offensive-minded, overbearing, very controlling with Aaron Rodgers. I prefer to see a defensive-minded coach. But then my situation with that is we bring in a defensive-minded head coach. Does Chris Richard definitely jump on one of these interviews that he is supposed to be going on? Another thing with him right now, Mike McCarthy, that is, he has a coaching staff that he's working with. Once he got terminated from the Green Bay Packers, he's been working with his coaching staff, just doing film breakdown, breaking down mainly offensive things, quarterback play, the quarterback positioning, the way they move, the way a lot of stuff about offense. They just sit around and break down film, and it's a group of coaches that he's working with. One of them happens to be Jim Haslett, who was the coach for the Saints when they were the Aints for a while. Actually, even he was actually rookie coach of the year in 2000. He took them to 10-6 after they had the really, really horrible season. But then the team fell apart again, and he got terminated. He is a defensive coach. He's defensive minded. Jim Haslett is, and I would assume that if Mike McCarthy comes in, he's going to want to bring this Jim Haslett guy in. Like I said, he was head coach for the Raiders, head coach for the Rams. He was a linebacker coach for the Bengals. He was, defensive coordinator for the Rams and the Redskins. So he's been around too. These guys are really close, and it wouldn't surprise me if he brought this guy in. This coach Jim Haslett actually got the Saints their first playoff win in 2000. So to me, I'm not really stuck on this Mike McCarthy thing. I was a little bit in the beginning because the guy does have a very, very solid record overall. Overall, his record is now I've moved on from it. I had it pulled up here, and now I've removed it. But let me see if I can find that real quick. It hit Jason Garrett's record, 85-67. And I think Mike McCarthy's like 100 and something over. Let me see, where's he at? Here it is. His overall record is quite a bit better than his overall record's quite a bit better than Jason Garrett. And I'm sorry, guys, I had all of this pulled up and ready, but that's the main thing is his record is very good. He has a winning record, actually, even in the playoffs. I think it was 8-6 or 8-4 or something like that. Of course, I think an upgrade from Jason Garrett, but there's also a lot of situations where Mike McCarthy did the exact same thing Jason Garrett did. It was such as play clock, not working the play clock correctly, timeouts, fourth down, when he goes out on a fourth. And I'm sure all coaches probably take the hit on those, because if you go for it, you don't get it, you're at fault. If you don't go for it and you lose the game and, well, we should have went for it on that fourth and but there are situations, you guys know, when it's better to do that and better to go for it. We had the situation last year, it was 4th and 2, or 4th and 2, excuse me, and we ran the little bootleg play. I think it was to Jason Witten, and got the first down, and that was all the big amazing play calling that everybody was talking about. Now that's how the Cowboys should mix it up, and if that would have been dropped or something would have happened on that play, it would have been the biggest debacle of the whole season. It would have been talked about. Everybody would have said it was the worst call ever. What did they go for? And then they passed it. You got Ezekiel Elliott. Why didn't you run it? So, the coaches are never right sometimes, but Jason Garrett did mess up those situations a lot, especially the play clock and the timeouts and certain things. You guys know I had that video last year that had over 30,000 views concerning the run of Ezekiel Elliott and them positioning that field goal incorrectly, and then the movement of the ball and those things. That both of those videos, and that was Jason Garrett's doing it completely. So that's where I stand on the Mike McCarthy thing. I hope we slow roll this. I hope we take our time. There's no reason to jump out and hire somebody now. We do want to get the right players in the draft for the coach that's coming. So we know that'll be coming before the draft, but we do have time. So we're going to start working these draft shows, guys, and we'll be doing some of the mock drafts. I don't like to do those a lot, but they are cool. If you're against the mock drafts, just hang in there. The reason I like doing the mock drafts is it at least shows you the players that pop off the screen when you're picking. Let's say if you want to go safety number 1. I'm not saying it's going to fall in the same order that we're picking, but at least the first couple rounds are a little more accurate, because once you get down into the 6th and 7th rounds, a guy could go in the 6th or the 5th or the 7th, and that's a huge difference. But your first round guys pretty much, your first I'd say 50 picks, you kind of know where they're at. Your first 10 picks, you kind of know the guys that are up there. You got 15 guys that are pretty much are going to go in the top 10. Until you might throw some quarterbacks around in or out of there, depending on how many teams won't go for quarterbacks this year. So the draft at least lets you know who's going to be there at 17. And then you can kind of look at the safeties that are there. You can run the draft again, and you can look at centers, or, we don't need a center, but just talking about the positions, wide receivers, whatever you want to go with, you can look at it and see what's there. That's why I like to do it. It shows me who to study. So the mock drafts aren't done to show you who you might get, because realistically, it would never fall that way. But at least it lets you see what players are there at 17, what players are there at 51. What's the other? Our next draft is 82. Then our next draft is 120. So and so on. So that's where you are, guys. I wanted to get this out. If I said your name wrong, again, I'm sorry, brother, but I appreciate you recognizing me there at the front gate today. That was really cool. I like seeing Cowboy fans way the hell over here in Bahrain, and for me to walk up and get to say hello to somebody and tell them thank you for serving and stuff like that was really cool. So until next time, Cowboy Crunk, I'm out. Like I said, like and subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get these. It's time to get the draft rolling, baby. Let's go. Peace. Oh, you motherfucker.